The saga of Switch Pro continues, and man, this thing doesn't want me to ever get any sleep because we're back with another super late night update, but I gotta keep you guys filled in. This all developed after midnight, and it's very interesting. It's big news because the first ever listing just appeared for Nintendo Switch Pro for the first time, and from a very reliable place, Amazon. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Make sure to smash that like button and let me know in the comments down below if you're planning to pre-order this thing. It is heating up, and like I said, this all went down very late at night, so let me fill you in on exactly what happened. We're going to roll through it, and we're going to show you this pre-order page that popped, okay? We're talking the listing, the reveal, the launch lineup, and more, so get cozy, buckle in. It's another awesome night. Basically, 24 hours ago, Switch Pro started gaining massive momentum. There was a Bloomberg article, which was backed up by Eurogamer, Nate Drake, Emily Rogers. Many people from different places said, hey, this Switch Pro is going to be revealed before E3 imminently, any day now. It didn't happen today, Thursday, like maybe they thought, but we still have time. And it's going to release September to October. It's going to be more expensive than the $300 current Switch. It's going to have a better screen, better chipset, and be the future for Nintendo's hardware. Now, tonight, things really got interesting because for the first time, this showed up. We have a new Nintendo Switch Pro listing page that popped up on Amazon Mexico. Now, Amazon, pretty good, right? This isn't just one of those random smaller websites. It is Amazon, and they listed new Nintendo Switch Pro. Now, could this be a placeholder name? Is this the official name? TBD, but it sure seems like they are getting ready. Like they are really nearing needing to be full steam ahead on this thing. Now, new Nintendo Switch Pro, it sounds like just something that they typed up, but that honestly could be the naming convention that Nintendo chooses. They would be just like that, right? It sounds like something that Furukawa and co would pick. They have the Switch Lite, they have the new Nintendo 3DS, they have the new Nintendo 3DS XL, new Nintendo Switch Pro, like that's right up their alley. But it also could be a placeholder text, and just because I like to give you guys the absolute latest and greatest, since then, they have changed it to dummy ASIN. Now this tells me that they know we're onto them, and this tells me even more that it's legit, that this is not just a mistake. ASIN is some sort of Amazon system identification number. In fact, that's I think what it stands for, ASIN. And it's listed down here, you can see, as dummy ASIN NNSW 2021. Now, I don't know exactly what this is, but I believe it's new Nintendo Switch. That seems like what it stands for. It currently has a placeholder date of December 31st. That's absolutely not the release. Anytime something gets entered into the system, December 31st is always the day that they use. You've probably seen this for video game pre-orders in the past. Now, you can't yet pre-order, but that surely is coming. And this is just adding more and more validity to the fact that the ball has already begun rolling, and it cannot be stopped. Like, this thing is developing so rapidly. We have new information popping up daily, and at one point, we're going to sit back and watch a trailer together and see what Nintendo's cooking. And this is all leading to that beautiful moment. But this is pretty monumental because now this isn't just people, speculating, predicting. This is now starting to pop up in retail chains. And when that begins to happen, you know, it's just one snowball away from it actually being announced. We have seen many games around E3 time be announced or be leaked rather via Amazon. They put out, a page like that, or they'll put out dummy pages where there's like, you might have heard this last year or 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Hey, there's like 6 new SKUs on Amazon. I wonder what the games are. And that's what we're talking about here, except now it's for a piece of hardware instead of a piece of software. But it really feels like this is going to be announced at any moment, and Nintendo will probably opt to do it via Twitter. The original Switch was announced very sporadically, I guess I would say, although they did give us about a 14-hour heads up. At 8:30 at night, the night before, they said, hey, tomorrow morning, the trailer for our new console. So perhaps they'll do something similar where they give a nighttime alert and then a morning trailer, or maybe they'll just drop it. I mean, Nintendo has been doing stealth drops of surprise announcements for a while now. It seems to be their favorite method as of late, especially during the pandemic. So I can see that happening probably like Tuesday. A September-October launch feels right, and I'm curious what their launch lineup could be. I feel like the games that they release alongside this thing are going to go a long way into determining how many of you want to buy it. But let me know in the comments down below what you need to see to pre-order this thing instantly. I mean, we know there is a universal chip shortage, and we see how scalpers handle the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. It's inevitable that the Switch Pro is going to be very hard to get. So even if you do want one, even if they do justify it, it might be a struggle, especially during the launch window. But let's say that you are able to get one. I feel like big games that can showcase this new power are going to be mission critical. How many people want to upgrade to a more expensive Switch if it just tweaks your already existing games? Well, the hardcore would like that, but will this have mainstream appeal? Not so much. Though if you do launch it alongside something that truly showcases the power of this iteration, that it is more than just a menial upgrade, now we're talking. So I think Nintendo will target to launch Breath of the Wild 2 right alongside or right around the Nintendo Switch Pro launch in that September to October window. And a lot of different industry individuals were discussing this today, and many of them felt similarly that yes, Breath of the Wild 2 will almost assuredly launch alongside this thing. If they are confident enough to announce it before E3, that must mean they're confident that they can gather the chips and get the production lines in order to produce enough to sell this thing this holiday season. And if so, it would seem very odd that they would wait, say from September to March, to have their Breath of the Wild 2. And we've heard for a while now that they're interested in recreating the vibe and the success they had in 2017. Remember, that was a year with many big games. We saw them release Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart, Splatoon, and eventually Mario Odyssey. And it feels like they are ready to recreate that exact same sort of mentality and game schedule for 2021 to 2022. As you remember, Nintendo Switch launched in March of 2017. We debuted these shirts, which I love, and they had the whole year to support it. Now, if this comes out in the fall, it will kind of fall on the early parts of 2022 to also support, and that's where we see Pokemon Legends Arceus coming in on January 28th, and we would expect maybe Splatoon 3 to launch a few months later to give a big multiplayer push. But I feel like they will definitely do everything they can to get Breath of the Wild 2 to launch alongside this thing to ensure that that $400 price point or that $379 price point or whatever they end up choosing feels worth it. You know, our Switches are great. They've served us well for 4 years now. They have tons of games. They play super great portably and on the TV. There's not a ton of need to upgrade, especially if there's not exclusives. But you know how fast we cave when there's a new Zelda. You know how fast we cave if Nintendo dolls up a really premium model. And I hope they do use some premium materials and some different aesthetic choices to keep the same form factor, but really make this seem like a better Switch. If we look at their past iterations, how they took things like the original clamshell DS and really upgraded that, how they took the original 3DS and upgraded that, they have a precedent, a history of really making these models feel like true steps ergonomically and design-wise. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also, fingers crossed that they feel a multiplayer game is necessary. And that could be Super Mario Party 2. That could be Mario Kart 9. I'm obviously hoping for the latter. I think they really do want to blow this thing out. I think they really want to make this the main Switch SKU. And we saw that in Bloomberg's article that they're looking to effectively have this phase out the OG Switch, that the Switch Pro will become the Switch, which of course makes sense for them. It allows them to advertise and push their top of the line model, the one that has the most power and can perform the best and has the best graphics and will support the most, third-party endeavors. And it allows them to charge more. So this is like a win-win for Nintendo. And then of course the Switch Lite sits there as the more affordable option. I cannot wait. I personally am insanely excited for this thing. I think it's about time Nintendo elevates their game and elevates the gaming experience for us fans. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. This Amazon thing, we'll take one more peek at it. I mean, this is big. During none of the earlier rumors did something like this ever pop up. That's how you know it's serious this time. That's how you know this is real. That's how you know this is happening. So I'll have you guys covered. Do not worry. Just stay tuned here. Turn your notification bell on, and I'll keep you covered, whether it's 4 a.m., 4 p.m., any time of day, weekends, weekdays. I'm on it nonstop, 24/7. Thanks for your support. It keeps me going. I love you guys so much. Make sure you're staying safe, staying healthy, staying happy, staying positive out there. I want to hear if you're going to pre-order in the comments. Leave a like if you can. And until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. SwitchForce out.